we are we live? Has it happened? Has it occurred? How is everybody doing? We'll make sure our mic is still working and our camera is all wonky. There we go. We got it. It's a wonderful evening here in Kansas. It's probably 80 degrees, 78, 80 degrees out. It's cooling down. And I'm wearing a shirt that I actually won at the festival. This is from 1992. It was back when the festival was called the Sumter Valley Jews Harp Festival. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. We'll take a sip of some beverage and get this underway. What's everybody playing? What are you doing? How's the... Oh, Charles Longstaff. How's it going, man? Kevin Groening says, "Sup, partner?" Well, sup back at ya. He's doing some harping, playing on this. This is a Tarasov harp I really got a while back. Well, last week, and I really enjoyed. Why does our camera keep going wonky? Here we go. Let's try to fix it, or we'll just leave it slightly cocked at an angle. Got a couple. Somebody says got a couple Solagi in the way. Oh, nice. Yeah. Whenever I go to the festival, I always end up playing, and this is on level again. I always end up playing the Blackfire harps. Got a really cool tune set being made for me. Mr. Masco said he'd make a tune set for me, so he's making a tune set of 18 different harps of his. He's just picking them out whenever he makes one that he thinks is exceptional. Someone says, "I sent you an email about a harp set. We can chat later." Oh, yes. Was that about the Spectrum? I believe I replied back to that on Thursday, I think. Sergio Z says, "Hey, I made it to the live stream." Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live harping. What harp you playing? What you up to? I was on a Tarasov. Really like this harp, and they're not super expensive either. They play really clean, really stiff reeds, tall triggers. If anybody's interested in one, I got 2 of them left. I have them making 10 more for the Harpery. Get a hold of me on the Harpery on Facebook or at my email. But anyways, this isn't about selling harps. I really like this harp, and I don't know. It noted on the back it says P or pay, but it doesn't seem to conform to any note either in 440 or 432, so I don't know what the marking pay means. Not very musical. The other ones are marked Do, D-O, so I don't know if that's like Do, Re, Mi. But anyways, yeah, it's not in 432 or 440. This was an interesting one I kept for my collection. It actually had a touch of tarnish on the back, and I buffed it off, so it's discolored there, but I kind of like it. I like stuff that is mildly imperfect. I have a... well, I used to have a beer glass that actually had a bubble in the glass, and it was my favorite glass until it got broke. But yeah, these are nice. They're super heavy frame, but really polished. He's kind of a newer maker, and they're not expensive yet. He ships them with these things in the front of there, and I thought, well, maybe it has meaning. Actually, it's just fabric from furniture, he said. But I've been using it for oiling and using it for buffing the harp. Seems to work decently. But anyways, play another harp that I've really been getting down on. I've got more of these coming. The copper Gorka Afghans. The Afghan, the Gorka Afghan, and the copper is a lot bigger than the steel one is. And it has this weird secondary tone to it. The tea I'm drinking is kind of chunky, so... anyways, check this out. I like to there's kind of like a second voice, a second rasping voice in the background. Sometimes it sings for me, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if it'll translate on the microphone. It may just be in my head. Charles Longstaff says, I wondered about that during the unboxing. I asked him. His name Alexander. I think his name was Alexander Tarasov, about this, because they kind of form a pattern. There's you can see there's buildings, and below this on the next pattern there was the rest of this bridge. But yeah, I asked him about it. He said there are scraps of fabric for making furniture. So I wonder if he's also a furniture maker. Pickle Dimple says, thanks, I'm going to take the plunge into... oh, I'm so excited that you're coming and beginning on the harp. It's such an exciting time in your life, beginning on the harp. Somebody says, play something hillbilly. I don't know if I'll play something hillbilly, but I'm going to play something on this copper Afghan here. Oh, that is quite an easy harp to get lost in, especially if you're a fan of Gorka. Gorkas are one of my favorite styles of harp. Do I do any dubstep or techno? Not really. I kind of do some percussive styles on the harp, but not actual dubstep or techno. I just missed a question, but let's see, what else should I play? Maybe I should do some percussive styles. Let's see, where's my little Mohan? Where are you hiding, little Mohan? Oh, there you are. Some more of this cocoa water. They only have 5 harps, a Pokin, a Lighthouse, and 3 Morchang. That's a pretty good mix. I really enjoy the Morchang, depending on the Morchang, but there's beauty in all the harps. It's a Mohan. I haven't played this harp a lot. I didn't even realize that I had it. I ended up getting to the fest. I thought I grabbed some of the Nor that I hadn't unboxed, some of the Nor Morchang, and there was some that Mohan had made for me that I just hadn't unpackaged yet. That were a decorated traditional. Still have like 4 or 5 of them left. Maybe 3. See if I can do something kind of techno-y. Techno isn't really my style. Maybe I need to branch out a little bit and try practicing some techno. But off the top of my head, I really can't think of anything techno. So I'm just gonna do some percussives and some breath and just see where it goes. Oh, I love getting lost in the harp. Let's keep another harp. Somebody says they're going to poke in Glasner's. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Indeed. What should I play? Another harp I was playing on last night was... This is one I've been working on. Still a work in progress. I still have not yet began to master this instrument, but maybe it's not so much of an instrument to master. It's an instrument to let master yourself. If that makes any sense at all. But anyways, what I've learned from playing this instrument is that you have to hold it really gingerly, kind of like you're just balancing to let it pivot. And at first when I started playing this instrument, I was trying to pull it. Pulling it doesn't seem to work because anytime the string goes completely slack, it just stops resonating. So what I found, this tea has got chunks in it. Chunks of cocoa bean raw. Anyways, is to keep some tension on there. And the tension has to be all the time, but we're doing a rocking motion, I think is the correct way. Who says, I always wanted a harp and finally I found a souvenir one. Oh, thank you. Thanks for watching the channel. Another thing, there's 3 things I've noticed to watch out for. The string tension and how you're rolling your wrist and where you're at up and down it. And also how you're holding it, and also not to put your mouth on it too much. If your lips start to come around it and start to contact it too much, then it can't resonate too. So it's kind of an act of balancing a few things on this instrument. But let's see if I can get it rolling. We'll just see where we go. I might make a fool of myself, or I might do pretty good. So let's see where we go. There's kind of a sweet spot. I try to find that sweet spot before I even put it up to my lips, because I know that if it'll make a strong sound when it's not in my mouth, it's going to be making a strong sound once I have it up there, if I do all the other aspects of it right. Like I need to go up a little bit. There's a really small sweet spot on this harp. Another thing to watch out for is sometimes I'll roll it and then I'm contacting the wrong spot too. So it's too much. Let's see if we can find it here. Kit Knowledge says, hi, I'm from India. Oh, hello from Kansas. How are you doing? I'm trying my hand at playing the Susap, something I've been working at. And sometimes I get it rolling really well if the camera's not there. But tonight, it's fighting me a little bit. I think I'm doing one of the aspects of it incorrectly. Got it rolling a little bit there for a while. Kind of started to lose grip of it. Oh, there it is. That feels like a good grip. Every time I get a good grip, it shifts around. I kind of lose it. how do I collect all these jaw harps? Well, it started with actually this one right here. This is a harp I got from Hobby Lobby about 3.5 years ago. It actually makes more noise now because I did go ahead and tighten the gaps up on it. And then my second harp was a Solagi Chancellor that I bought from mouthmusic.com. And then I bought lots of harps over the course of about a year, and then I ended up starting up a company that sells harps, theharpery.com. So it's a good reason I have a huge collection of harps, but I also thin down my collection every once in a while. When I was at the festival, I gave away my 2 Gorka Talus that I really liked, and my Glasgow Star, and a whole bunch of other harps to a really, really cool friend. Didn't have many harps, and anyway, when you're really getting into the groove, you roll your eyes backwards. Well, somebody says that I roll my eyes backwards. Sometimes my eyes roll backwards. Sometimes they're just closing my eyes. I can focus in on things more. It becomes more of an immersive experience when you close your eyes because it shuts off the rest of the world, and it's really easy to get lost in the music. He said, is it something tribal? Yes, I think there's something very old and very primitive in the sound of harps, and it takes you back to an older time. Anyways, really meditative, really trance-like. The harp is a wonderful experience, and the harp is different for everyone who plays it. Everyone's experience with the harp is different, and it's a beautiful experience playing the harp. It also leaves me lightheaded a little bit from playing the harp. But what should we play? We've been playing lots of Morchang. We'll play one more Morchang, and then we'll play some other types of bargain. It's a Rekka. Some more tea. If it works out as a drum beat, it'll probably work out as a percussive sound on the harp. Feels like you're whistling. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, my bad singing is included at no extra charge. Oh, I like that harp. I'm probably going to be adding Rekka, more of the Rekka to my collection, because Rekka, a lot of times you have to do a little bit of cleanup on Rekka's instruments, especially at the end. Same with Gorka, same with Mohan, but Rekka are super underrated because they're not expensive. And for like Morchang play like that, it was almost the gaps are big enough or bigger than a Mohan. Mohan are a lot more screaming loud, but the Rekka, it leaves a lot of the tone there because you don't have a lot of extra volume. So it's really tribal sounding, really really out there. It felt like whistling. Wee 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 wee. Like I'm whistling, but I'm also opening and closing my glottis a little bit and bringing my tongue up and getting that sort of bird noise. Almost like a bird just chirping away. It puts me in a good mood. We got about 4 minutes left. Have a harp in. What else should I play? I get stuck. I get locked into rotation just playing more Chang after more Chang after more Chang. Oh, yeah, this one. Put you back up there now. Yeah, P-Jaw. I kept one for myself. The other was a harp, raffle harp. But haven't played it a ton, but show me the highest price Jaw harp. Well, I know the ones that are more expensive are like a Burt 7 because you can't really buy them anywhere. You have to buy them just from Burt 7. You kind of got to convince him to sell you one. And then Malt Sub are pretty expensive as well. Anyways, I'm going to play this P-Jaw. Move back. This P-Jobs are pretty loud. Oh, nice. Somebody gave me a compliment. And yes, I hope that you enjoy your delve into the harp. It's such an exciting time. Whether you're beginning your first day on the harp or whether you've been playing for a year or 2 years or 10 years, I don't think it matters the amount of time you've been playing the harp to the amount of enjoyment you get out of it. Can I play a Corinding? I don't think I... Do I have a Corinding? Hold on. I do. I'm not great on it. I'll play a Corinding. I'm going to make a really... fool myself on it, but that's okay. If I can find it, it's somewhere up here. Oh, that's rolling. That's rolling fairly nice. See if I can get it warmed up. See if I can get it going. Have a sip of tea. Something a little bit different with the tea tonight. I don't know if it's... Well, it probably has some caffeine in it. It's cocoa beans that are crushed and just put into water. I believe this is called the Corinding. It's an Indonesian instrument. This is made by Abba Adon. Probably not saying his name correctly. And you're not actually hitting it this way or this way like a kubing. We're hitting it. We're knocking it on the end. Just tapping it. Somebody says, what I love about the Jaw Harp so far is how fast you can improve on it if you put your time in and play for 30 minutes to 2 hours. Yeah, if you play daily, is I think the most important thing in the harp is playing every day and also playing on a variety, as many harps as you have. Try to play on different styles, contrasting styles. It really makes you think outside of the box. And yeah, if you put a little bit of time in every day playing the harp, you can really, really enjoy it. Somebody says, are you buying the Kerending in Indonesia? I'm buying them from a person in Indonesia who makes them, Abba Adon. I've got a few of them left on the website. I'll probably be getting more when those sell. I'm feeling up and down at trying to find exactly where my mouth needs to be. I'm probably hitting a little bit too hard because the reed's actually coming back and hitting my lips. Anyways, I'll play one more harp. We're going to wrap it up for the evening. Me and my wife are going to watch a movie. Don't know what movie yet. Anyways, I love y'all. Keep your harps clean. Keep them dry. Keep them oiled. Thanks for tuning in. In the next month and a half to 2 months, we're going to have lots of videos about the festival. The festival was, in my opinion, the most fun one I've been to so far. Let's play one more harp. Let's play this Maltz here, right? I kept it in my collection because when I got back from the fest, I unpackaged the harps, and there's a tiny amount of discoloration, some rust on the back of it. So I buffed it out, but it's still discolored. I'm like, that's a pretty good reason for me to add a Maltz to my collection. But anyway, somebody asked about some history on the Jaw Harp. The Jaw Harp has been around a long time. It's got a ton of different names: Jaw Harp, Juice Harp, Mouth Harp, Vargan, Guimbardi, Jerome. Different name in about every culture. And I think somebody once told me that the like bone and bamboo might go back as far as the Stone Ages, and then metal instruments go back maybe 1,000 to 2,000 years, I think. But I think on that, I'm not much of a Jaw Harp historian. If you look up the Juice Harp Guild, I believe there's some history on there. Also, DeirdreMortigan.com has a lot of information on the history of the Jaw Harp. I'm not so much a historian, but more of a player and enjoyer of it. Anyways, let's see where this takes us. I love y'all. Keep your harps clean, keep them dry, keep them old. Thanks for tuning in. Be good to each other. Enjoy playing the harp, and play the harp every day if you can. Love y'all. Adios. Oh, can I end it? Is it ended yet?